But I do want you to think about, DIE policies are inherently racist by default. You're not going to beat those charges. They're not going to beat that jacket. That's it. And you are okay to push back on these things. You're okay because you're trying to be equitable, because you want people to have the same opportunities. You just can't guarantee their outcomes. Sure, we want everybody to be able to apply to college, but should everybody apply to college? Sure, we want people to be able to become firefighters, but should we lower the standard of a firefighter in order to do that? Because you're not keeping the standard high. Let's get at it. Let's go.
I'm just going to say this and you can debate it. You can't be racist against white people. You can be prejudiced against white people. Racism implies a power imbalance.
Where'd you learn that?
That's just how it is. That there's no way to arrive to that.
You say it's just how it is.
That is.
Right. That's not a solid answer at all. I love this guy. Give her that work, man.
Sorry.
Give her that work.
Well, black people have to use separate water fountains because that's just how it is. I'm sorry.
If that's how you want to take it, that's how you want to take it.
You don't think you can advance any more on that?
I really don't want to.
I wanted to get this out quickly because this is one of the most important interactions I've ever caught on camera. I was at a student summit speaking to students. A reporter sat down who was covering the event.
When people are talking about DEI, they're specifically talking about trying to achieve specific outcomes.
Yes.
So you said, I don't think it logically works.
Okay.
I tried to point out to her that DEI inevitably is racist, logically. There's no way around it.
Because I think it's the only example of systemic racism anyone's been able to provide to me.
Well, let me also point out, it's not just racism, it's partiality. You could say we just want all women to be in this company. That's partiality. If you could say we want all this particular group, that's still partiality. It's not just DEI is not just racist. It's problematic at its core because it is partial. It looks at one people group and say we want that people group just because of their external qualities and immutable characteristics. That's what the problem is. But let's go.
It's not systemic racism against you.
How?
Well, everyone deserves a chance to speak and a chance to kind of be out there. We are only as good as representing everyone in their nation. It's not just white men. It's not just rich people. We need every single voice there.
So it'd be equal opportunity, right?
Yes.
Okay, but equity is equal outcome.
Yes.
So it's a different word. That's why we have a different word.
we should be fighting for equality and equity.
No, we can't, no, because equity is the actual outcome. We can't guarantee that if we have 10 people here that their outcomes will be the same because those 10 people are unique and different and special. So we can't do that. No, that's the problem with this.
It's both sides of the coin.
Mm-mm.
But if equity is, am I misunderstanding equity?
I don't think you are. I think equity is leveling the playing field so then everyone can reach an equal opportunity.
Okay, so let's run through an example. Like, how do we level the playing field? I'm a firefighter, volunteer firefighter, so let's use that as an example. If there's not enough of a specific skin color in the fire department,
why would that matter?
Without being racist?
It's also just reaching out to demographics who don't.
That's advertising.
It's advertising, yes,
but
it's making sure those people that feel comfortable joining a group like firefighters.
So because mentally we have this column of advertising. We're trying to put that aside and understand equity though. Because you're advocating for DEI, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you get into the DEI portion of it beyond advertising?
Just that like everyone is equal I don't really understand what you're asking.
So we have to keep in mind, this is someone who has already graduated college. I doubt she has ever been challenged on this ever before.
I'm going to say that's more than likely the problem. They've never been pushed back on. And I'm going to give him, I like how William handles this, where I say no. He doesn't actually say no or that's wrong. He just asks more questions about it. So you know what? I'm actually going to learn something from that. I like his strategy so let me make sure I got this right, which effectively is saying the same thing I'm saying, which is no, that's wrong.
Opening up these doors for everyone so we don't have to get to a point where that is an issue.
Can we get specific though? What does it mean opening up the doors without lowering standards?
It's allowing people to understand that everyone is welcome and bridging the gap. Advertising. I agree with you on that aspect. I think that's part of it. It's showing off
what's the other part, though?
What do you mean?
How do you get equal outcome?
By making sure the standards are the same, by making sure everyone feels welcome and is trained the same way. That has nothing to do, DEI has nothing to do with standards.
You said making sure everyone is trained the same way.
Yes.
How is that DEI?
And she just said that the standards are the same. So yeah, DEI does deal with standards. One of the things that DIE does is it lowers the standards, and dare I say, it almost suppresses the pride that one would have in a position, in a role. Instead of saying, hey, firefighters, they all have to work at this level. We all know that firefighters are working hard at this level. Well, when you've DIE'd it down to the point where now you're like anybody, anyone could become a firefighter, and the standards have been lowered, where is the pride and the feeling of accomplishment in becoming this particular role? Military, same thing. They've lowered the standards. Go ask your grandparents, go ask your uncle who served in the military, compared to what the military is today. They're going to say, what in the world is this? Every role that they've brought DIE into, they've lowered the standard, and I dare say the pride and the enthusiasm and the excitement of working in these roles or fulfilling these roles has gone down with it.
Basic hiring.
Right.
It's got like 9 microphones.
Yeah.
So can you explain to me DEI?
DEI is making sure everyone feels welcome and secure, and that you're not
is just making people feel welcome.
It's making sure everyone has the equal opportunity to apply to something. Everyone has the equal opportunity to get hired.
That'd be equality.
That's not DEI. DEI means something very specific. Yes. Equity means something different than equality. That's why we have different words for both of them.
Okay.
The equal ability to become a firefighter.
Yes.
That's not equity. Okay. So do you think DEI now, if we look at it through this lens, do you think pushing for equal outcomes might be a flawed process?
I still don't think so.
Equity means equality of outcome. No one can explain to me how you're going to achieve that without being, by definition, racist. The only response she can offer is to change the very definition of racism.
I think you can debate the language and you can confuse people with how you debate the language. I just think fighting for everyone to have...
No, you're confused on your own, boo. He didn't confuse you. You're confused from the word go. Yeah, there's no other way around it. But see, one of the things about DIE policies is that we assume, it assumes a godhood. It assumes a level of superiority that man was not given. We know what the proper mix of people is. We know what the proper diversity is. We know what the right outcome is. We know what's good and what's bad. We know all of these things now. Kind of sounds like what the snake promised Eve in the garden. And this woman, sadly, has been snake bitten. Maybe that's what that tattoo is on her arm. I've been snake bitten.
Have equal rights, equal opportunities, making sure that playing field is equality and equity go hand in hand. You cannot have one without the other.
Okay, so the words mean specific things, that we have two different words because they mean different.
Look at her,
it's not like a word
fidgeting.
game, right? Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, so if they go
look at her
hand
body.
in hand,
I'm not a body language expert by a mile, right? By 20 miles. But look at how her movement of her hands. Look at her hands. I'm going to back up just a little bit so you can get a running start. Look at how she's moving. She is nervous as all get out. Look at her. And she's looking very nervous right here. Like, is somebody going to send me a lifeline? Is somebody going to get me out of this?
Words mean specific things, that we have two different words because they mean different. It's not like a word game, right? Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, so if they go hand in hand, but can you explain what's the difference between equity versus equality?
Equity is making sure that, so let's say equality is just kind of giving everyone the same opportunity. Equity is everyone has the same opportunity, but you might not have access to that opportunity because of obstacles in your way. So everyone has access to apply to a job. Not everyone can, let's take colleges. Everyone has access to apply to colleges. Not everyone can afford the application fee. Not everyone can afford a college counselor to make sure they...
That's not what equality is. Equality is the outcome, because what she's saying is that everybody doesn't have the same opportunities. Everybody could apply to college, but they don't have these things. Then it means they don't have the same opportunities. Then, man, what you're saying, this is wild.
Get in. Not everyone can afford tuition, loans, et cetera, et cetera.
Socioeconomic.
Yes, equity is
scholarships not applied on race.
Yes.
Your socioeconomic status.
You can see her face change as soon as I say not applied on race. She's like, wait. Hold up. To her, the important component is skin color. You can't take that out of the equation. And this is where she starts to get upset.
So like my students, I used to be a teacher. My students taught students that came from like nothing. Mm-hmm. And the problem with equity is that it's only applying that socioeconomic advantage based on skin color, because they're saying this group, because a group.
I disagree. As someone who just graduated and went through the scholarship opportunities, there's opportunities, specific scholarships for people of color, for Italians, which I don't consider myself an oppressed class. There's scholarships for low-income people. Every single demographic, there is a way to give a boost up for.
So I guess I'm just curious. I don't understand why we break people down into groups based on race.
We shouldn't. But that's where we always have been. The whole point of, I guess, is to level that. It's to make it so we get to a point where those groups don't matter. But right now, for bad people, they matter. So we have to overcorrect it to make it an even playing field, to then eventually down the line, everyone is exactly equal. No one needs an extra boost because they haven't been disenfranchised.
This is where I run into it. And I appreciate you having this conversation. Yes. I mean this honestly. Because you just admitted that it's a bad thing what we're doing.
It's a bad thing what we were doing. Previously when people weren't hired because of their race, because of their gender, because of their sexual orientation.
I agree. Racism is bad, but I don't think implementing racism is to get over racism is logical.
It's not racism. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say this and you can debate it. You can't be racist against white people. You can be prejudiced against white people. Racism implies a power imbalance that white people have the advantage over.
You can't. So where'd you learn that?
That's any bullying, any kind of form of, it's about a power imbalance. It's punching up versus punching down. Where did I learn that? I went to school. I went to university. I read. I do research.
I thought racism was treating people differently based on the color of their skin.
I mean, on the very basics, yes, but there is the aspect of it.
You can't be racist unless there's a power.
Because it's the same thing with bullying. It's like, it's punching up versus punching down.
Different word for racism versus bullying?
Because racism is bullying on the impression of race.
So it is race. It's not. So you can be racist against a specific.
When there is a bully, you have a small guy and a big guy. Even if that small guy is trying to bully the big guy, there is not that same power imbalance.
But you see, what you're doing is you're categorizing an entire group of people as a little guy.
Right. You're infantilizing the minority group. You're saying that they don't have power. This is the soft underbelly. This is the soft bigotry of low expectation. Like, oh, you're just a little guy. Oh, we got to help you. This is the towel behavior.
How's that not racist?
Because it's systematically how it's always been. To this day,
but you're making a judgment on someone based on the color of their skin.
That's not what I said.
You just said it's always been that way. You are this thing because of it.
No, I said it's always been, people have always treated others that way.
Aren't you doing that though?
No.
But you just said someone with this skin color has a hierarchy of power.
Yes. I am a white person, so I have inherently privilege.
You can judge yourself, but you can't judge others based on the color of skin without being racist.
Yes, I agree. That's not what I said at all.
You said white people have a automatic power.
There is a white privilege. That doesn't mean I'm judging them. Having privilege doesn't mean I judge you for that privilege. It's how you use that privilege.
You are judging them based on the color of your skin.
I'm not.
How are you arriving at the conclusion that they have privilege then?
Because that's just how it is.
Not just how it is not an answer, young lady. How do you determine? She said you as a white person have privilege. She was looking at this guy. So explain how he has privilege.
There's no way to arrive to that.
Snake bit.
It's just how it is.
That is.
So
I'm
when
sorry.
People say, well, black people have to use separate water fountains, that's just how it is. I'm sorry.
If that's how you want to take it. That's how you want to take it.
You don't think you can advance any more on that?
I really don't want to.
All right. Well, thank you.
Of course.
Wow.
Keep in mind, this is an event that is designed for students to come together to have difficult conversations and disagree. If I'm being too insensitive in this interaction, then what's the point of the event?
Shout out for sure. I really appreciate him. I really appreciate him sharing that. That was very informative. But I do want you to think about, DIE policies are inherently racist by default. You're not going to beat those charges. They're not going to beat that jacket. That's it. And you are okay to push back on these things. You're okay because you're trying to be equitable, because you want people to have the same opportunities. You just can't guarantee their outcomes. Sure, we want everybody to be able to apply to college, but should everybody apply to college? Sure, we want people to be able to become firefighters, but should we lower the standard of a firefighter in order to do that? Because you're not keeping the standard high. Because if you keep the standard high, then you don't need to do anything, any kind of backbending and pretzel twisting to bring other people in. You just say, hey, this is the standard and this is the role. These are the standards. Let's go. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Give me your 2 cents. I appreciate it. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.